You know those days when you look at the news and it just feels like a fire hose of information? You've got climate, you've got diplomacy, the economy, it's all hitting you at once. It can be totally overwhelming and honestly pretty tough to figure out what it all means.
And that's really the big question we're digging into today. How do you go from just seeing a list of headlines to actually understanding the one single story they might be telling together? So, let's just imagine a day, a hypothetical day, but a totally plausible one. The news is coming in fast from all over the world, and at first glance, none of it seems to have anything to do with anything else.
Your feed is just blowing up, right? Over here, there's a huge climate summit in Geneva. Then you see a headline about some tense talks in Eastern Europe. The stock market is going haywire, and all at the same time, you've got these huge, angry debates at home about things like healthcare and privacy. It's a lot.
But here's the thing. What if we're looking at this all wrong? What if this isn't just a random collection of chaotic events? What if there's a single thread pulling them all together?
Okay, so to untangle this, let's zoom in on what might be the real linchpin of the day, a potential game-changing breakthrough at a UN climate summit in Geneva, something they're calling Agenda Earth 2026.
So what's the big deal with Agenda Earth 2026?
Well, it's not just another conference with a fancy name. For years, nations have kind of kicked the can down the road, failing to agree on a plan with real, legally binding consequences. We're talking about a plan with actual teeth. And this summit, its entire goal is to finally make that happen.
And the buzz from insiders is that this potential deal is built on three massive pillars. First up, a serious commitment to speed up the move away from fossil fuels. Next, and this is huge, the first ever coordinated global system to put a price on carbon pollution. And finally, a massive fund, billions of dollars, to help countries that are most vulnerable to climate change adapt.
And this isn't just hype. I love how Dr. Anya Sharma from the Global Sustainability Institute puts it. She says, if this is real, it's not just another small step. It's a genuine turning point for the entire planet.
Now, a breakthrough this big doesn't just happen in a bubble. No way. It sends out ripples everywhere. So let's follow those ripples, and let's start with where you often see them first, the money.
The second that news from Geneva started to leak, you could see it on the stock market tickers. It was like a tale of two industries. Renewable energy stocks, they shot up. Investors could see the writing on the wall. Meanwhile, traditional fossil fuel companies, well, they faced a whole new world of uncertainty, and their stocks took a hit.
Financial journalist Sarah Chen just nails the new reality here. This isn't about investors suddenly deciding to be nice to the planet. As she says, it's about cold, hard economics. With global policy about to shift this dramatically, sustainable investing is no longer just a choice, it's becoming a necessity.
But the ripples don't stop at the bank. Something else was happening far away, in those tense talks in Eastern Europe. Suddenly, the reporting changed. The tone shifted to cautious progress. So is that just a coincidence?
Well, maybe not. Professor Marcus Thorne has this fascinating idea. He suggests that when countries manage to build trust to solve one massive, difficult problem, like climate change, that positive momentum can sometimes spill over, creating an atmosphere that makes it a little easier to solve other problems too.
But, and this is a really big but, just because leaders are shaking hands in Geneva doesn't mean everything's suddenly perfect back home. Far from it. While you have cooperation on the world stage, you still have these fierce, bitter debates unfolding within nations. The real world is always more complicated.
I mean, just look at this contrast. A historic climate deal doesn't magically solve the deep political divisions in the US over something as basic as healthcare. And over in the EU, leaders are still at war over digital privacy, pitting the rights of regular people against the arguments of big tech companies.
So when you step back and look at these domestic fights, you see the same fundamental conflict playing out again and again, don't you? It's that constant tug-of-war between what's good for all of us versus what's good for me or my company.
Okay, so seeing all these complex connections is great, but the whole thing is built on one absolutely critical first step. How do we know that the information we're getting in the first place is actually true? Because, really, think about it. Connecting the dots is powerful, but only if the dots themselves are real. You can't put a puzzle together if half the pieces are from the wrong box. Knowing how to trust the news is the other crucial half of the battle.
So, let's get practical. Here is a simple 3-step checklist you can use every single day. Number 1, always check at least 3 different reputable news sources. Are they all reporting the same basic facts? Number 2, hunt for the original source. Is there a link to an official report or a video of the actual statement? And number 3, and this is so important now, be skeptical of images. A quick reverse image search can tell you if that breaking photo is actually from 5 years ago.
And all of this leaves us with one last thing to chew on. In this super connected world, with all its ripple effects and hidden threads, what's the real story? Is it just the event that happens? Or is it our ability to see the bigger picture and have confidence that the picture we're seeing is true?